Hello everyone, I'm Dennis. Today we are going to discuss about GC O-Level Mathematics October-November 2018 paper. Subject code is 4048, paper 2. This video is brought to you by Ace with Dennis. Now, learning can be smart, not hard. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell notification button to stop missing out free lessons from me. Question 1. A. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form. 1. 5t squared over v divided by 25t over v cubed. 1 mark. In order to simplify these fractions, the very first thing we need to do is we have to change the division sign to multiplication sign. The first fraction here will be the same, but the second fraction here will become reciprocal after you have changed the sign from division to multiplication. So once we have changed this, then we can start to simplify. So 5 cancel with 25, so 25 becomes 5. Then v with v cubed becomes v squared. T cancel with t squared becomes t. Then the answer will be tv squared over 5. Part 2, 4 over 3 minus 2y minus 5 over y plus 3. 2 marks. So given this expression, the very first thing we need to do is we have to combine these two fractions into one. So they must have a common denominator, which is the multiplication of their own denominator. So 3 minus 2y and y plus 3. At the top here, the numerator, the 4 here need to multiply with y plus 3, and the 5 here need to multiply with 3 minus 2y. And you have to be careful with the sign here. So this is minus, so this one must be minus as well. The next step, expand the bracket. So 4 times y, 4y, 4 times 3 becomes 12y. Now for here is negative 5 times 3, negative 15. Negative 5 times negative 2y becomes positive 10y. Then simplify further, we get 14y minus 3 over 3 minus 2y times y plus 3. B. Simplify 16x squared minus 9 over 4x squared minus 9x minus 9. 3 marks. So to simplify this expression, the very first thing we need to do is factorize both the numerator and denominator. So the numerator 16x squared minus 9, after we factorize it, it becomes 4x minus 3, 4x plus 3. For the denominator 4x squared minus 9x minus 9, after factorize we get 4x plus 3 times x minus 3. Then we can cancel 4x plus 3 with 4x plus 3. And it only left with 4x minus 3 over x minus 3. C. Solve the equation 20 over x plus 1 equals 2x plus 5. 3 marks. To solve this equation, so we move the x plus 1 to the right hand side, it becomes 20 equals 2x plus 5 times x plus 1. Then we expand the brackets. 2x plus 5 times x plus 1, we get 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. Then move 20 to the right hand side, so the left hand side left with 0. So 0 equals 2x squared plus 7x minus 15, because 5 minus 20 we get negative 15. Next, we factorize 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. We get x plus 5 times 2x minus 3. Then x plus 5 equal to 0, or 2x minus 3 equal to 0. X is negative 5, or x is 3 over 2. Question 2a. In 2016, Kent earned a total of $44,000. In 2017, he earned $3,900 each month. Calculate the percentage increase in his earnings from 2016 to 2017. 2 marks. To calculate the percentage increase, the first thing we need to find is the total earnings in 2017. So for this case, his monthly earning is $3,900. Hence, in a year, he makes $3,900 times 12 months, which is $46,800. Now, to calculate percentage increase, it will be the total earnings in 2017, which is $46,800, minus the total earnings in 2016, which is $44,000, divided by the earnings in 2016, $44,000. Then times 100%, hence the percentage increase is 6.37% to the nearest three significant figures. So for B, a bank offers a savings account with a rate of compound interest of 2.35% a year. Ken invests $6,500 in this account. He leaves the money in the account for 6 years. Calculate the total amount of interest he has earned after 6 years. Give your answer correct to the nearest cent. 3 marks. So this is compound interest. Hence we use compound interest, which is S equals P times 1 plus I to the power of N. So the principal here is $6,500, interest rate is 2.35% compounded yearly, and the N is 6 years. So the sum after 6 years will be $7,472.06 to the nearest cent. So the interest earned will be the sum minus the principal, which is $7,472.06 minus $6,500, and the interest earned is $972.06. C. The exchange rate between Singapore dollars and euros is $1 equals 0.66 euros. The exchange rate between pounds and Singapore dollars is 1 pound equals $1.97. Ken is planning a trip to Europe. He finds these hotel prices on a website. So in London hotel, it is £145 per night. Paris hotel, €145 per night. 1. By comparing the exchange rates, explain how you can tell that the hotel in London costs more per night than the hotel in Paris. 1 mark. As you can see, the prices for the hotel, for both hotels, right, the figures are the same, which is 145, but the currency is different. One is pound, one is euro. So we have to compare the currency exchange here. $1 to 0.66 euros, 1 pound to $1.97. It is very difficult to compare with the given rate here. We have to standardize the rate. So given $1 is to 0.66 euros, which means that 1 euro is equal 1 over 0.66, which is $1.52. So now 1 pound costs $1.97, while 1 euro costs $1.52. Hence, from these two figures, we can tell that the hotel in London costs more per night than the hotel in Paris. 2. Ken books 3 nights in a hotel in London and 4 nights in a hotel in Paris. He pays using his credit card. The credit card company converts the prices to Singapore dollars. Ken is charged a fee of 1.8% for the currency conversion. Calculate the total amount Ken pays for the two hotels, including the credit card fee. Give your answer correct to the nearest dollars. 4 mark. So we have to convert the hotel fee into Singapore dollars. So 145 pounds equals 145 times 1.97, which is $285.65. 145 euros will be 145 times 1 over 0.66, which is $219.70. So the total cost will be, so 3 nights in London, 4 nights in Paris. So 3 times $285.65 plus 4 times $219.70, which is $1,735.75. The final bill, which inclusive of the 1.8% of the currency conversion fee, will be $1,767 to the nearest dollar. Question 3. A bakery makes fruit pies. The bakery operates for 7 days a week. The matrix M shows the number of pies of different types that are made each day. So here is matrix M with the columns tells the sizes of the pies and the rows tell the type of the pie. So this is apple pies and this is cherry pie. A. Evaluate the matrix P equals 7M. 1 mark. So P equals 7M. Just multiply the matrix M with a constant 7. So each number or each element in matrix M have to multiply with 7. Hence P equals 490, 280, 210, 350, 210, and 210. B. Small pies cost $0.75 each to make. Medium pies cost $1.50 each to make. Large pies cost $2.25 each to make. Represent these amounts in a 3 times 1 column matrix N. 1 mark. So the order is 3 times 1, which means that it is 3 rows and 1 column. Hence, matrix N will be written in this way: 0.75, 1.50, 2.25. C. Evaluate the matrix T equals Pn. 2 marks. So matrix T is a multiplication of matrix P and matrix N. So just substitute the matrix P to be this matrix and matrix N to be this matrix, which is from here. And this is the matrix P. So now we have to multiply these two matrices together. So let's multiply it. Firstly, we start with this row 490, 280, 210, multiply with matrix N. So 1 by 1. First 490 times 0.75, followed by plus 280 times 1.5, plus 210 times 2.25. Next, we repeat the same process for the second row here. 350 times 0.75, 210 times 1.5, 210 times 2.25. They will add all these together. Right, so finally, the matrix T will be 1260, 1050. D. State what each of the elements of T represents. So what does this mean? This value, these two values mean. So look at here, the P is the number, we look at here, right? So all these are the number of pies made each day, and we multiply with 7. So this tells that there are total 7 days. So this is the number of pies made. And N is the cost to make each pie. So the total number of pies multiplied with the cost will be the matrix T. So 1 mark here. Hence, we can say that the elements of T represents the total cost of making apple pies and cherry pies respectively in a week. E. The bakery sells each pie for 40 cents more than it cost to make. 1 week they sold 6/7 of each size of the apple pies and 4/5 of each size of the cherry pies made that week. The unsold pies were given away. Calculate the total amount of profit the bakery made that week. 4 marks. So firstly, we have to find the selling price for each pie, which is 40% more than its cost, right? So it will be the cost multiplied with 1.4. So 1.4 times 0.75, we get 1.4. 1.05. 1.5 times 1.4, we get 2.10. 2.25 multiplied with 1.4, we get 3.15. So these are the selling price for each pie. Now, the total pie sold will be 6 by 7, 4 by 5 times the matrix, the total number of pies made a week. So from here, we multiply 1 by 1, right? So 6 over 7 times 490 plus 4 over 5 times 350. So the second element will be 6 over 7 times 280 plus 4 over 5 times 210. So the next element will be 6 over 7 times 210 plus 4 over 5 times 210. So this is the matrix that we get. It is 1 times 3 matrix. Then we calculate the values. We get 700, 408, 348. Now the total sale made will be the total pies sold multiplied with their prices, the selling price here. So 700 times 1.05 plus 408 times 2.1 plus 348 times 3.15. Then we calculate the value. It is $2,688. So this is the total sales made. Now, for the costs, we will have to add these two costs together. So we multiply 1 with this matrix 1260, 1050. So you add these two numbers together, and the total cost will be $2,310. Hence, total profit will be the total sales made minus the total cost, which is 2688 minus 2310, and the value is $378. Question 4a. These are the first 4 terms in a sequence. So here is the sequence. 1. Find an expression in terms of n for the nth term of the sequence. 2 marks. So now let's study this pattern. 11 is the first term and 17 is the second term. So it is plus 6. From 17 to the next term, 23, it is also plus 6. From 23 to 29, it is also plus 6. We found that plus 6 is the common difference, hence this is arithmetic sequence. Then we can apply the formula of arithmetic sequence, which is Tn equals a plus bracket n minus 1 d, where a is the first term, which is 11, and d is the common difference, which is 6. So Tn will be 11 plus n minus 1 times 6. Expand the bracket, 11 plus 6n minus 6, simplify, we get 6n plus 5. So this is the expression for the n terms of the sequence. 2. Explain why it is not possible for a term in the sequence to be a multiple of 3. 1 mark. So to test if this expression is a multiple of 3 or not, we can just divide it with 3. So Tn over 3 will be 6n plus 5 over 3. When you simplify, we get 2n plus 5 over 3. Now notice that we will get a fraction 5 over 3. So this means that Tn cannot be divided completely by 3. Hence, the Tn is not multiple of 3. B. The nth term of a different sequence is given by Tn equals 4n minus 1 over 205 minus 5n. 1. Use the formula to find T5. Give your answer as a fraction. 1 mark. So to find T5, we just need to substitute n equals to 5 into the given formula. Then we have T5 equals 4 times 5 minus 1 over 205 minus 5 times 5. And the value for T5 will be 19 over 180. 2. The value of Tk can be simplified to 7 over 32. Find the value of k. 3 marks. So to find the value of k, we just substitute n equals to k into the formula. So Tk equals 4k minus 1 over 205 minus 5k. and this expression is equals to 7 over 32. Then we solve this equation. 7 times 205 minus 5k equals 32 times 4k minus 1. Expand the bracket, we get 1435 minus 35k equals 128k minus 32. Simplify further, 163k equals 1467, so k will be 1467 divided by 163, which is 9. Alright, so you need to make sure that k should be an integer, as k means the nth term. 3. Find the least value of n for which Tn is greater than 1. 3 marks. So Tn must be greater than 1. Then substitute 4n minus 1 over 205 minus 5n greater than 1. Then move 205 minus 5n to the right hand side. We will get 4n minus 1 greater than 205 minus 5n. Then move the n term to the left hand side. So 4n plus 5n is 9n. Then minus 1 move to the right hand side. So 205 plus 1 becomes 206. So the n will be 206 divided by 9, which is 22 and 8 over 9. Hence, the least value of n will be 23. Question 5. ABCD is a parallelogram. Vector AB equals 6, 2 and vector BC equals 4, negative 3. Now let's sketch this diagram with the given information. So let's say this is the parallelogram A, B, C, D. Given vector AB is 6, 2 and vector BC is 4, negative 3. The coordinates of vertex C are 3, negative 1. A. Find the position vector of vertex B. 1 mark. Given the coordinates of vertex C are 3, negative 1, hence the position vector OC is 3, negative 1. So the position vector of vertex B will be vector OC plus vector CB. So how to form this equation? Because look at the vector here, start with point O and then end with point B. In between, they have to be the same point C, right? And vector CB is the opposite direction of vector BC. Hence, the equation becomes vector OC minus vector BC. Then we substitute the values. Vector OC is 3, negative 1. Vector BC is 4, negative 3. And position vector of vertex B will be negative 1, 2. B. Find the coordinates of vertex A and vertex B. Vertex D. 2 marks. To find the coordinates of vertex A and vertex D, we need to find their position vectors first. So the position vector of OA will be vector OB plus vector BA. So this is the similar concept just now, how we find the position vector of vertex B. So for position vector of A will be start with point O, end with point A. So start with point O, end with point A. In between is the same point, which is point B. Alright, and vector BA is the opposite direction of vector AB. Hence the equation becomes vector OB minus vector AB. Then we substitute the value. Vector OB is negative 1, 2. Vector AB is 6, 2. So negative 1, 2 minus 6, 2, which we get position vector of OA is negative 7, 0. Hence the coordinates of vertex A is negative 7, 0. We repeat the same process to find the coordinates of vertex D, where we have to find the position vector of vertex D first. So since AB is parallel to DC, hence vector DC will be equals to vector AB, which is 6, 2. Now to find the position vector OD, it will be vector OC plus vector CD. So again, the same concept, start with point O, end with point D. In between, we have the same point, which is point C. Then we substitute, vector CD will be the opposite direction of vector DC. So the equation becomes vector OC minus vector DC. Then we substitute the value, vector OC is 3, -1, and vector DC is 6, 2. So vector 3, -1 minus 6, 2, and we get position vector of OD is -3, -3. Hence, the coordinates of point D will be -3, -3. We already know all the coordinates of the points of this parallelogram. So let's update this diagram. So point A coordinates is -7, 0. Point B, -1, 2. Point C, 3, -1. Point D, -3, -3. So question C is calculate angle BAD. 3 marks. So this is angle BAD. I will draw a straight line joining B and D. And I will look at this triangle. So to find angle BAD, I want to apply cosine rule. So to apply cosine rule, I have to find the length of AB, AD, and BD first. So since we have all the coordinates ready, we can find the length of AB, which is square of -1 minus -7 square plus 2 minus 0 square, which is square of 40 units. The length of AD will be square of -3 minus -7 square plus -3 minus 0 square, which is 5 units. The length of BD will be square of -1 minus -3 square plus 2 minus -3 square, and the value is square of 29 units. Apply the cosine rule for triangle ABD. It is BD square equals AD square plus AB square minus 2 times AD times AB times cosine angle BAD. Then we substitute the values. It becomes square of 39 square equals 5 square plus square of 40 square minus 2 times 5 times square of 40 cosine angle BAD. Now we simplify and solve this equation. 10 times square of 40 cosine angle BAD equals 25 plus 40 minus 29. Cosine angle BAD equals 36 over 10 times square of 40. Angle BAD is inverse of cosine 0.56921, and angle BAD will be 55.3 degrees to the 1 decimal place. D. Calculate the length of diagonal BD. 3 marks. We actually have already found the length of BD, which is square of 39. And the value is 5.39 units to 3SF. As you can see from the previous method to find angle BAD, then we can find the diagonal line. There's a problem with the approach where we found the diagonal line first before we find angle BAD. Here is another approach where we can prevent that to happen, where the diagonal line can be found later. So calculate the angle BAD, 3 marks. The first thing we have to do is we have all the coordinates of the points here, and we need to draw on the x-axis and the y-axis here. So this is point A, which is -7, 0. This is point B, -1, 2. This is point C, 3, -1. This is point D, -3, -3. Then we join all these points together to form the parallelogram. Now I draw a dotted line here, which is perpendicular to the x-axis. I will label this angle as the opposite length is 2. This is 6. This angle is x. So tangent x will be 2 over 6. X will be 18.4 degrees. Next, we'll repeat the same process for this angle. The opposite length is 3. The adjacent length is 4. And this angle is y. So tangent y is 3 over 4. Y is 36.9 degrees. Hence, angle BAD will be angle x plus angle y, which is 18.4 degrees plus 36.9 degrees, and we get 55.3 degrees. Then we can answer question D to calculate the length of diagonal BD. we can apply the same approach since we already know the coordinates of B and D. So the length of BD will be square root of -1 minus -3 square plus 2 minus -3 square, which is -29, square root of 29 or 5.39 units to 3SF. Question 6. An empty water tank has a capacity of 3,500 liters. Pump A can fill the tank at a rate of X liters per minute. Pump B can fill the tank at a rate of X minus 10 liters per minute. A. Write down an expression in terms of X for the number of minutes it would take to fill the tank using pump A. 1 mark. So to get the answer, we use the concept of the rate. For this case, it is the total capacity divided by the total time. Hence, the total time will be total capacity divided by the rate. So for A, the total capacity is 3,500 liters and the rate is X. Hence, the answer for A is 3,500 over X. B. Write down an expression in terms of X for the number of minutes it would take to fill the tank using pump B. 1 mark. So we apply the same concept. The total time is total capacity divided by the rate. So the total capacity is 3,500 liters and the rate for pump B is X minus 10. C. It takes 21 minutes longer to fill the tank using pump B than it does using pump A. Write down an equation to represent this information and show that it reduces to 3x squared minus 30x minus 5,000 equals 0. 3 marks. So over here, we know that the time for pump B will be longer than the time for pump A. Hence, the time for pump B minus the time for pump A will be equals 21. So the equation is 3,500 over x minus 10 minus 3,500 divided by x equals 21. Then we will simplify this equation. So make them to have common denominator. So it will be x minus 10 times x. So 3,500 times x and another 3,500 will be multiplied with x minus 10. Then we expand the brackets. We will get 3,500x minus 3,500x plus 35,000 divided by x squared minus 10x equals 21. Simplify further. 35,000 equals 21x squared minus 210x. So 0 equals 21x squared minus 210x minus 35,000. So everything divided by 7, we get 0 equals 3x squared minus 30x minus 5,000. Hence shown. D. Solve the equation. 3x squared minus 30x minus 5,000 equals 0. Give your solutions correct to 2 decimal places. 4 marks. So to solve this equation, we can use formula method. So this is the equation, 3x squared minus 30x minus 5,000 equal to 0. A is 3, B is negative 30, and C is negative 5,000. The formula to use is x equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Then we substitute the values inside the formula. So x equals negative bracket negative 30 plus minus square root of negative 30 squared minus 4 times 30 times negative 5,000 over 2 times 3. So simplify, x equals 30 plus minus square root of 60,900 over 6. So x will be 30 plus square root of 60,900 over 6, or x equals 30 minus square root of 60,900 divided by 6. So the first x value will be 46.13 to 2 decimal places, or x equals negative 36.13 to 2 decimal places. E. Calculate how long it would take to fill the tank from empty using pump A and pump B together. Give your answer in minutes and seconds, correct to the nearest 10 seconds. 2 marks. From the previous question, we found that there are 2 values for x. But x should be greater than 0 as x is the rate of pump A. Hence, x equals 46.13, which means that the rate of pump A will be 46.13 liters per minute, and the rate for pump B will be 36.13 liters per minute. Hence, time to fill up the tank using pump A and pump B together will be 3,500 divided by 46.13 plus 36.13, because we know that total time equals the total capacity divided by the total rate. So we have to add the rate of pump A and pump B together. And the value is 42.548 minutes, or 42 minutes and 30 seconds to the nearest 10 seconds. Question 7. Given this diagram, AB is the diameter of the large circle, center O. CD is a diameter of the small circle, center O. AC and BD are tangents to the small circle. A. Show that triangle OAC is congruent to triangle OBD. Give a reason for each statement you make. 3 marks. So, given that AB is the diameter of large circle, hence OA equals to OB, because both are the radius of the large circle. Similarly, CD is diameter of the small circle, hence OC equals to OD, because both are the radius of the small circle. And angle AOC equals angle BOD. So this angle equals to this angle. The reason is because it is vertically opposite angles. Hence, by SAS, triangle AOC is congruent to triangle OBD, shown. B. The radius of the large circle is 7 cm and angle OAC equals 30 degrees. 1. Calculate the area of triangle OAC. 3 marks. So given this angle is 30 degrees and AC is tangent to the small circle, so angle AOC is 90 degrees. From here, given OA is 7 cm, because it is the radius of the large circle, so let's label here is 7 cm, then we can find the length of AC using cosine. So cosine 30 degrees equals AC over 7. AC is 7 cosine 30 degrees. So AC will be 6.0621 cm. Now we can find the area of triangle OAC. It is not half times base times height because we still don't know the length of OC yet. We can use this formula, half AB sine C. For this case, it will be half times AC times AO times sine 30 degrees. Then you substitute the value, half times 6.0621 times 7 times sine 30 degrees. And the value is 10.6 cm square to 3 significant figures. Two, calculate the shaded area. 3 marks. To calculate the shaded area, it will be the area of the large circle minus the area of two sectors here. So this is the first sector and this is the second sector. Both will be having the same area, and the area of these two triangles. And previously we've proven that these two triangles are congruent. Alright, so now let's find the area of the sector first. So the very first thing we need to do is to find the angle AOC, which is 180 degrees minus 90 degrees minus 30 degrees, because angle sum of triangle and the value is 60 degrees. Then angle AOD equals 180 degrees minus 60 degrees, because it is adjacent angles on a straight line, and angle AOD is 120 degrees. Next, to find the length of OC, it is square root of 7 square minus 6.0621 square, which is 3.5 cm. So this is the radius of the small circle. Right, now the area of the sector will be this one, right, is 120 over 360 times pi r square. So the r is 3.5. Hence, the area of the sector will be 12.828 centimeters square. Now we can find the shaded area, which is the area of the large circle minus 2 times the area of triangle OAC minus 2 times the area of sector. Then we substitute the value. The area of large circle is pi r square, so pi 7 square minus 2 times 10.6087 minus 2 times 12.828, and the value is 107 centimeters square to the 3 significant figures. Question 8. Given this diagram, the diagram shows a pyramid ABCDE. The base of the pyramid is a square of side 15 centimeters. E is vertically above the center of the square base. The vertical height of the pyramid is 20 centimeters. A. Show that AE equals 22.6 cm correct to 3 significant figures. 3 marks. So this is a square base pyramid. First thing is we'll look at this triangle ABC. So given AB and BC are 15 cm, so AC will be square root of 15 square plus 15 square, which is square root of 450. Next, let's draw the dotted line from E and going down to the base and label this point as point X. And now we look at this right angle triangle. This right angle triangle is triangle AXE. So AX is half of AC, so which is square root of 450 divided by 2. And then EX is the height of the pyramid given 20 centimeters. Now we can find the length of AE by the Pythagoras theorem. So square root of square root 450 divided by 2, then square plus 20 square, and it is square root of 512.5, which is 22.6 centimeters to 3 significant figures, hence shown. B. Calculate angle BAE, 3 marks. So to calculate angle BAE, let's draw a line from E to the line AB, and this line is perpendicular to line AB. So I will label this point touching line AB as point Y. Then we look at this right angle triangle AEY. So AY will be half AB, which is 50 over 2, and the value is 7.5. And the line AE we have calculated in part A. It is square root of 512.5. So this is the angle that we want to find. We can use cosine angle BAE. So cosine angle BAE is 7.5 over square root of 512.5. So angle BAE is inverse of cosine 7.5 over square root of 512.5, and the value of the angle BAE is 70.7 degrees. C. Calculate the total surface area of the pyramid, 3 marks. So the total surface area of the pyramid is 4 times of the area of triangle ABE, which is this triangle, plus with the area of the base ABCD. So to calculate the area of triangle ABE, we have to find the length of EY first. So we can apply the Pythagoras theorem here. EY equals square root of 512.5 square minus 7.5 square, which is square root of 456.25. Hence, the area of triangle ABE will be half times 15 times square root of 456.25, and then multiply with 4, then plus with the base area, 15 times 15. So the total surface area of the pyramid is 866 centimeters square to 3 significant figures. D. A smaller similar pyramid is removed from the top of the original pyramid. The diagram below shows the solid remaining. So this is the solid remaining. The vertical height of the solid remaining is 4 centimeters. Calculate the area of the top PQRS of the remaining solid. 2 marks. So this is the area that we want to find. Now let's look at the original solid here. This is the point PQRS. The smaller pyramid at the top is removed. So we will look at this triangle. Let's redraw this triangle. So let's label these 2 points as T and U, and the bottom is VW. So the height is 4 centimeters. So this is the height of the solid remaining, 4 centimeters. And then the height of the pyramid is 20 centimeters. So this length will be 16 centimeters. VW is 15 centimeters. So triangle ETU is similar to triangle EVW. Hence, we can apply the similar figure concept here. The ratio of the base will be equal to the ratio of the height. Hence, B1 over B2 equals H1 over H2. So B1 is TU, B2 is 15, H1 is 16, and H2 is 20. So the value of TU will be 16 over 20 times 15, which is 12 centimeters. So PQ equals to TU, which is 12 centimeters. QR will be same as PQ because it is a square. So sides of the square are equal. Hence, the area of PQRS will be QR times PQ, which is 12 times 12, and the value is 144 centimeters squared. Question 9. Jiao is researching maternity care in a hospital. She searches the internet to find some information. A. She finds information about the masses of 50 newborn babies born in the hospital. The cumulative frequency curve shows the distribution of the masses. So here is the cumulative curve. 1. Copy and complete the group frequency table for the masses of the babies. So here is the group frequency table. The first 2 columns has been filled up. So the mass between 2 to 2.5 kg, the frequency is 4. The mass from 2.5 to 3 kg, the frequency is 11. Now we move to the mass between 3 to 3.5 kg. So based on the cumulative frequency curve, so 3.5 is here. The cumulative frequency is 34. So the frequency in this group will be 34 minus 11 minus 4. Then the value is 19. We'll repeat the same process for the next group, 3.5 to 4. So 4 is here. The cumulative frequency is 46. So the frequency in this group will be 46 minus 34. So this value minus this value, and it is 12. So next group from 4 to 4.5. So the maximum 4.5 is the maximum. So the total frequency is 50, then minus 46, hence the frequency is 4. 2. Calculate an estimate of the mean mass of each baby. 1 mark. So to calculate the mean, we apply the formula of the mean, which is sum of fx over sum of f. So notice that x, there is a dot here. Because the x is in a range, we will use the middle x. So 2 to 2.5, the middle is 2.25. So it's 4 times 2.25. Repeat the same process for the next group. The center between 2.5 and 3 is 2.75, then times with 11, Repeat the same process. The next one will be 19 times 3.25 plus 12 times 3.75 plus 4 times 4.25. Then divided by the total frequency here, which is 50. Hence, the mean mass of each baby is 3.26 kg. 3. Calculate an estimate of standard deviation. So, 1 mark. We apply the standard deviation formula, which is sum of fx squared over sum of f minus sum of fx over sum of f squared, which is actually mean square. So, the same process, just take the value x as a middle value of this range. So 4 times 2.25 square plus 11 times 2.75 square plus 19 times 3.25 square plus 12 times 3.75 square plus 4 times 4.25 square divided by the total minus the mean square. And the value is 0.524 to 3 significant figures. B. This table gives information about the ages of the mothers of the babies born in the hospital on one day and the sexes of their babies. Each of the mothers gave birth to only one baby. 1. One of these mothers is selected at random. Find as a fraction in its lowest term the probability that she is under 30. 1 mark. So let's study this table. So we can find the total for each row and each column. The first row is the boys. So the total baby boys will be 3 plus 9, which is 12. And the second row is the girls. So the total baby girls will be 7 plus 6, which is 13. Next, we can find the total for the column, which is the babies given birth by the mother age under 30. Total is 10. Similarly, for the second column, the total is 15. And add everything together, it must have 25 babies in total. So, the probability that the mother is under 30, we will look at this column. So, the probability under 30 will be 10 over 25, simplify, which is 2 over 5. Next, part 2. 2 of the mothers are selected at random. Find the probability that A. They both have a baby girl. 2 marks. So, we will look at this data. Probability that both are girls will be the first baby, they are 13 out of 25, and then the second baby, this is a without replacement case, so the probability of getting a baby girl for the second mother will be 12 by 24. Hence, the answer will be 13 over 50. Next, B. They are both aged 30 or over, but only one has a baby boy. 2 marks. So, this will be the case where it is a baby boy and the mother age is 30 or over. And this could be the case where the mother age is 30 or over. So, probability of both over 30 and only one has a baby boy will be the probability of the first baby is a baby boy and the second baby is not a baby boy, or the first is not a baby boy and the second is a baby boy. So the first is a baby boy, probability is 9 over 25. The second is not a baby boy, will be 6 over 24. Then plus with the probability of the first is not a baby boy is 6 over 25 times the probability of second is a baby boy will be 9 over 24. And the value will be 9 over 50. Question 10. Answer the whole of this question in the graph paper booklet. Juan runs a business selling sweets. She is designing a container to hold the sweets. She uses rectangular pieces of cardboard measuring 20 centimeters by 30 centimeters. The mass of 1 square meter of the cardboard is 210 grams. So given this diagram, she cuts a square from each corner of a piece of cardboard. She then folds the cardboard to make an open box. By changing the size of the square she cuts out, one can change the volume of the box. A. Work out the mass of the box made when she cuts a square of size 5 centimeters from each corner. 2 marks. So the area of the cardboard will be the area of the rectangular cardboard minus the 4 times of the area of the square. Now, for this case, the area of rectangular cardboard is 0.2 times 0.3, and the area of the square will be 5 centimeters square, that we convert to meters square, will be 0.05 square. Hence, the area of the cardboard will be 0.05 meters square. The mass of the box will be 0.05 times 210, since 1 square meter of the cardboard is 210 grams. So the mass of the box will be 10.5 grams. B. One cuts a square of side x from each corner of the cardboard. 1. Explain why the volume of the box she makes is given by x times 20 minus 2x times 30 minus 2x. 1 mark. So now let's label the diagram. So all the sides of the squares are x. And this dotted line will be the line where one will fold to make the box. So this is the length of the cardboard, which is 30. This is the length of the width of the cardboard, which is 20. So this length will be 30 minus 2x. This length will be 20 minus 2x. So once it is folded up, this is the box that it will look like. So this length will be 30 minus 2x. This length will be 20 minus 2x. This is the height of the box, which is x. So the length is 30 minus 2x. The width of the box is 20 minus 2x. The height of the box is x. Hence, the volume of a rectangular box is height times width times length. So for this case, it's x times 20 minus 2x times 30 minus 2x, hence shown. 2. Explain why x is between 0 to 10. 1 mark. So since x represents the height of the box, hence x must be greater than 0. So 20 minus 2x represents the width of the box, hence 20 minus 2x must be greater than 0. So 2x will be less than 20, x will be less than 10. Hence we join these two inequalities together, the x will be in between 0 to 10. C. Juan wants to make a box with a volume of at least 900 centimeters cubed. She wants the mass of the box to be as small as possible. By drawing a suitable graph, work out the mass of the box she will make. 7 marks. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to draw the graph of y equals x times 20 minus 2x times 30 minus 2x. We need to build a table first for the x range from 0 to 10. So you start with x equals to 1. When x equals to 1, we can calculate the value of y with the equation of y equals x times 20 minus 2x times 30 minus 2x. So the y value is 504. Then x equals to 2, the y value will be 832. X equals to 3, the y value will be 1008. And continue with the rest of the points. X is 4, when x is 5, 6, 7, 8, and x was 9, the y is 260. Then we can start to plot the graph. So we need to use this graph paper, label, draw the x and y axis, then label the x-axis and label the y-axis. Then we can start to plot the graph. So the first point, 1 and 504. So this is the point. Point number 2, 2832. So point number 2, point 3, 1008. So this point 3. Then continue with the rest of the points. Point number 4, point number 5, point number 6, point number 7, point number 8, and the last point, point number 9. Then we use freehand to join all these points together. We will get the curve of the equation y equals x times 20 minus 2x times 30 minus 2x. Next, we draw the graph of y equals to 900. So y equals to 900, it will be a horizontal line, and this is the line y equals to 900. Now from this graph, we can see that there are two intersection points of the curve and the line. So this is the first intersection point where the x value is 2.3. And this is the second intersection point where the x value is 5.8. So we want the y to be greater than 900. So this will be the area. So from the graph, x equals to 2.3 or x equals to 5.8. So the area of the box will be the area of the rectangular cardboard minus the 4 times of the area of the corner squares. So it's 0.2 times 0.3 minus 4 times of x squared. We want the mesh to be as small as possible. The smaller the mesh, the smaller the area. So by looking at the calculation of the area of the box, so this is a constant minus 4x squared. So to get this whole thing to be the smallest possible, we'll choose the x value to be the larger x. Hence, x should be greater. We'll choose x equals to 5.8 centimeters, or change to meters is 0.058 meters. So the area of the box will be 0.2 times 0.3 minus 4 times of 0.058 square, which is 0.0465 meters square. Then we can calculate the mass of the box, which is 0.0465 times 210, and the mass of the box, the least possible value is 9.77 grams. Alright, that's the end of the paper, and that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do you have any question or doubts to ask? Feel free to write down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Do you like this video? Please don't forget to like it and share it. Until then, I will see you in the next video. Have a great day ahead.